Hi and Assalamualaikum to everyone and the judges. My name is Aisyah Fathiyyah binti Isfardin. I'm 12 years old and I live at Johor Bahru, Jalan Merbok. Oh wait, I'm not going to reveal my privacy. Anyways, my life is pretty normal. My hobby is reading books and sometimes play games. And well, today I'm going to start a topic about books. Almost everyone likes books, right? I started reading novels at the age of 8 years old. At first, I read my mom's novels, which is romance. Ugh, I didn't like romance. My favorite genre for books are supernatural, horror, apocalyptic, fantasy, and fiction. I rarely read romance and educational stories, but sometimes when the storylines are catchy, I might get stuck to that genre too. The novel that I want you to know is called AI Doctor. Its genre are educational and artificial intelligence. It's about betting on Tehwa's group's future, and artificial intelligence was created for diagnosis a machine named Baruda. First year neurosurgeon resident Lee Soo-hyuk was working with Baruda when he was hit after Baruda's machine exploded and lost consciousness when Baruda's chip went inside his head into his brain. After regaining consciousness, he met Baruda in his mind. Already inseparable, they are faced with situations where they must help each other. Baruda, who went through deep learning, aims to be the best diagnoser, and Soo-hyuk, who still aims to come into his own, work together with Baruda to become the world's best neurosurgeon. This novel has 58 chapters and is still ongoing. There are 183 pages for each chapter. This is an online novel. For those who want to read it, you can search for it online, but it might be quite hard because every website has missing chapters. It also has different versions as it has many publishers. For people who have no interest in novels, you can try to read the online manhwa version instead of the novel. Before anyone get confused, let me explain what manhwa is. Manhwa is the Korean version of manga. Unlike mangas, it can be colored or black and white. So it isn't normally black and white all the time. Manhwa has first appeared in the early 2000s. The style and art were heavily inspired by the Japanese industries, which went worldwide, bumping their popularity up to the point where South Korean fanbase started adapting to the craze. If you read it as a manhwa, you can see how he treated the patients, the medicine, and small notes. If you read the notes as a novel, it may be longer than the manhwa. The author name for the manhwa is Zaino. Credits to him for this amazing story. I really recommend everyone to read this novel as everything in the novel is understandable. They provide the glossary of medical terms with explanations of drugs, bacteria, medical research, and it's really helpful. Even a 12-year-old girl like me can understand all the medical terms used in the story. The most interesting part of the story for me is when Soo-hyuk treated his patients. It feels surreal, even by just reading the story, not even watch it. It reminds me of my favorite TV series, The Good Doctors and the Grey Anatomy. But this one is better, as it comes in my favorite source of reading, online novels. The novels also includes humor and comedies to keep the readers going without feeling bored. As an example, there's one part where Soo-hyuk told one of his seniors about the medications and the notes for his patients. After telling that, the senior gave up to Soo-hyuk because he didn't understand the medications that Soo-hyuk wanted at all. Only Soo-hyuk understand what they meant. That's how genius he is. By reading this story, I put on a dream to become a doctor too. I mean, a genius one like Suhyu that could come up with his own version of medications and treatments. Becoming a doctor can be stressful, as I saw some even getting suicide because of stress. But helping people to be healthy is for me a really good thing to do. Doctors need dedications in their job. In the novel, Suhyu even tried to help a patient that even not his. The young boy was used for organ transplantation and gets really ill because of that. The other doctors questioned Suhyu for taking care of that boy and tried to save a patient that had no hope to survive. Well, that is the dedication and responsibility of a doctor. There are moral values that I can get from this novel. We must always do our job wholeheartedly and never ask anything for in return. Besides, we also must hold our responsibility in whatever we are doing in life, in studies, works, and even house chores, to be a good person. I really encourage everyone to read this story. If you don't like this genre, you can read any books you like. Just as Maya Angelou once said, "When I look back, I am so impressed again with the life-giving power of literature." If I were a young person today trying to gain a sense of myself in the world, I would do that again by reading just as I did when I was young. That's all. Thank you.